This week our van life journey through Spain comes to an end.
But before we leave, we got some cracking sights to show you.
So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Our first stop this week took us to Fonts de Algar, which is a gorgeous natural attraction here in southern Spain, about 15 kilometres above Benidorm. After paying the small entrance fee, we started the 1.5 kilometre walk along the picturesque riverbank, where we got to see stunning rock formations, gorgeous landscapes and crystal clear waters. We were in awe of the beauty on show here as we continued our walk further up the river, stopping to take pictures and let Lola have a paddle in the shallower waters. At the end of the walk, the terrain became more natural, which made it even more beautiful. Before we knew it, we had reached the end where it was time to turn back and head to a swim spot we had caught a glimpse of on our way up. Even though it was winter and the waters were cold, I had to get my swimmers on and go for a dip. And I wasn't alone. Steve decided to join me too. After a relaxing dip, we ended our time here by jumping in further down the river into the deep blue waters below.
The next day we woke up in another free park up in the mountains and headed out to explore El Castel de Guadalest. This is arguably one of the most beautiful villages in all of Spain. With a mountain top castle and a community nestled in the rock face, it truly is a sight to behold. Some of the original castle walls are still in use today, as is the original castle gate, which shows this landmark's history and how it would have been used to defend the area in the past. The village is also a great place to look down on the impressive Guadalest Reservoir, with its awe-inspiring landscape and vibrant blue waters, which is as a result of tiny particles of silt being suspended in the water. After enjoying the views, we stopped to refuel with a café bonbon, which is a popular type of coffee here in Spain. We took one last moment to take it all in before it was time to say goodbye to this little slice of paradise here in southern Spain. We drove back down to the coast and arrived at the seaside city of Denia, which we wasted no time in getting out to explore. Denia is a historical city in the Alicante province and marks the halfway point on our journey from Alicante to Valencia. We explored the charming town before we entered the main attraction here, the Castle of Denia, which overlooks the whole city. The views from up here were magnificent. The castle itself is beautiful and authentic, with its origins dating back to the 11th and 12th centuries. We walked back to the vans via the old castle tunnel, which has been maintained and is now used as a walkway to navigate the city on foot. When we arrived back to our park-up, a thick fog was blowing in from the sea, which quickly surrounded us with a cloud before passing and leaving behind a gorgeous sunset sky.
After leaving Denia, we drove to just outside of Valencia, where we slowed down, relaxed, and took time to recharge after a busy couple of days. We enjoyed the beach, even when the weather wasn't on our side, and enjoyed the company of our new friends Steve and Becky from Sell Up and Drive. Running low on supplies, Steve and I went for a leisurely cycle along the coast, in search of a Lidl, whilst the girls stayed in the vans as they were both feeling under the weather. We stopped along a busy street full of tractors, which gave us a glimpse of the ongoing protests Spanish farmers were participating in up and down the country. We continued our cycle and finally arrived at a Lidl, a much deeper shade of red than when we'd started, before heading back to relax for the evening. Whilst Lola enjoyed her daily cuddles with Steve and Becky, we got ready to pile into their van and head to the charming city of Valencia. After some brief exploring, we all stopped for some lunch right in the centre, which went down an absolute treat. We walked through the streets of Valencia in search of the stunning architecture this city is known for, and it didn't take long for us to find it, as well as enjoying some of the street performers here in the city centre. Valencia is a wonderful Mediterranean city which can be enjoyed year-round thanks to its climate. The food's great, the atmosphere is laid back, and there are plenty of things to see and do. The city is the third largest and one of the oldest in all of Spain, and is the birthplace of the popular Spanish dish paella. We absolutely loved our day exploring Valencia, and it's certainly one of our favourite places we've visited in Spain. After a busy day, we drove to our park-up with one very happy and sleepy puppy.
We woke up the next day and escaped the city in search for more natural Spanish beauty, this time arriving at some hot springs just above Valencia, in hopes that it was hot enough to go for a nice relaxing dip. The hot springs is located in a region known for its mountains, deep gorges and scenic nature, and this was no exception. We all enjoyed the not so hot springs and slowly swam through the blue waters, taking in the gorgeous views as we went.
Cold, Rosie?
It's very chilly.
So coming up to this place, it says online that this is 25 degrees, this water. Was it hell? Freezing. And getting out even harder.
Sorry guys, we haven't picked up in a few days, but we have been chilling with Becky and Steve, also known as Sell Up and Drive. But we've basically been convoying. We've been convoying through Spain for the last 2 weeks. Can't get rid of them. See?
So all the footage you would have seen up until now would all have been voiceovered, because we've kind of taken the last couple of weeks, kind of switched off, haven't been picking up the camera to do this kind of thing.
And we've all got ill, all of us.
We've all got ill thanks to these guys. Got to put my hood back up, it's bloody freezing. So yeah, apologies once again. Maybe this video isn't as good as some of the other ones we've done, but I hope the footage I have managed to get everywhere we've been has been good. Now we got to get warm.
Look at the colour of my toe.
Look at the colour of your toes.
That one. We'll pick you up tomorrow, guys.
We took on a massive drive the next day, arriving in Barcelona at sundown before waking up the next day and heading into the city to check out its sights. Starting with the impressively huge and intricate La Sagrada Familia, which is a breathtaking church located in the heart of the city and is reason enough to visit just to experience its beauty. We continued on exploring all the little side streets, home to the local businesses, which are the beating heart of this vibrant city. After another busy day, we said goodbye to Barcelona and headed back to the vans to spend one more relaxing evening here in southern Spain. Good evening everyone. To say that we haven't picked you up in a few days is a massive understatement, and you're probably sick of hearing us say this in this video, but apologies that that's the case. We've just been chilling with some friends, haven't we?
We have.
And if you can't tell by that little snippet, Rosie's ill.
I'm dying.
So I won't go into the whole story of it, but basically she got ill, it got worse. We had to get a doctor to prescribe her some antibiotics this morning, so hopefully within the next couple of days she'll be on the mend. But tonight is very exciting, or very sad, whichever way you look at it. We're leaving Spain within a few hours and we're heading across to Italia. Yeah, we're catching the ferry from Barcelona to, I'm gonna butcher this, Civitavecchia. It's near Rome. It's a 22-hour crossing, but we've worked out that it saves us 20 hours of driving and gives us about a week back within our travels, because it would take us about a week to cross southern France. So we'll be in Italy by tomorrow evening, which is very exciting, and it'll be country number 5 for our trip. But seeing as we're leaving Spain, this is a great place to end this episode of our travels through Europe. So if you want to see how we got from Spain to Italy and to see what it's like travelling with a camper van, 2 adults and a dog, you'll have to stay tuned for next week's video to see all that and to see our adventures through Italy, starting in Rome. Just me doing the intro tonight because Rosie can't really speak.
Not really, no. Should I do the outro, Rosie? Catch you next time, guys.
So if you did like the video, albeit one with a lot of voiceovers and not much of us being on camera, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We've just crossed over 1,000 subs, so we're very grateful to all of you that have chosen to stick around and watch us journey through Europe. If you did like the video, drop it a like, and if you've got any suggestions of where we should visit in Italy or beyond, then drop them down below and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Bye.
So stay tuned for our next video coming next Sunday, but until then,
We'll catch you next time.
we'll catch you next time.